Today's task, we're involved with cleft fencing or riven fencing, which is a very old traditional method of post and rail using sweet chestnut, which is a lovely timber. What we've had to do in this instance, using hand tools, mainly draw knives, hatchets, bow saw, hammer and chisel, maul, a certain amount of work with some brace and bits, but obviously mortise and tenon joints, and clefting off the bark. And the reason the bark is removed is to retain, stop the ingress of moisture into the bark, which tends to rot and introduce small insects and bacteria. So we take the bark off, and then in this instance they'll last a lot longer and obviously be more desirable. So what we've had to do is we've had to deconstruct and pull the old rails out, which have rotten and fallen apart. Unfortunately, we've had to use new tannalized timber posts because that's all available at the time, and some of the sweet chestnut, or sweet cherry, which is on the site, is obviously not of a size for posts. So we've had to just retain these bought posts and go with more traditional rails. So what we've done is, obviously with the use of some very nice sharp hand tools, is we've done a lot of manual labour here. It is a very old traditional method of fencing, and in the right situation it does look really nice. So what we've done is we've cleaned the poles, we've mortise and tenon, and we started at the far end and worked our way along, because it does go together a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle. From a health and safety point of view, we just made sure that there's no other members of the public within striking range, and obviously, generally speaking, personal protective equipment, boots, gloves, eye protection, and consideration for using sharp hand tools. Generally, we're fairly safe here because we're in a quiet part of the campus site, so that's not such an issue. And then when you've finished, you do end up with a very, very attractive and traditional method of fencing, which is obviously very nice to keep alive, and like as I say, it does look right in the right place. So generally, it's a nice, smart looking fence. And as you can see from the video, this is the finished effect. What we've done, we mortise and tenon the rails into the posts, and then obviously tighten the post up afterwards. We make holes in the ground for the new posts that have gone in, but these don't get actually firmed in until the fence is assembled, so that posts can be moved to allow the entrance of the joints. A very environmentally friendly and cost-effective method of structural fencing. From a livestock point of view, a little bit more difficult because the time involved with the actual construction and the amount of rails that you're putting in. More traditional, or the newer versions, are obviously a lot more time cost-effective than this traditional form of fencing.